Hi, beautiful divine soul. Thank you for joining me, Mystic Mia Moksha, here for another twin flame reading. We're looking at what's going on spiritually and how that looks mentally, emotionally, and physically for you and your twin, or you can call it your divine counterpart, your soulmate, your whatever you want to call it, your divine other half, your true love. But doing your energies on this side and their energies on this side, but you can always see it as vice versa. Both of the energies, yours and theirs. And we're going to see what's happening in their life right now, what's happening in your life in terms of this divine union, this divine love. And then we'll go into how they're feeling about you, actions they're taking, what's happening from your side, and what's coming up for the twin flames. So let's get started. What is happening for twin flames right now? What's happening? Okay, a couple of cards want to come out. Queen of Air and the Two of Earth. Okay, so I'm getting that there isn't any energetic communication going on. You two have been cut off from communicating telepathically. So if the two of you are used to sending signs and synchronicities and messages and showing up in each other's dreams a lot, that has been kind of cut off recently. With the Two of Pentacles here, the Two of Earth, which is energy of kind of going back and forth physically. There's a divine reason why Spirit has cut the two of you off from telepathically communicating or even working together so much right now. Both these cards came out in reverse, which is my sign that this is happening right now at the time of you watching this reading. So there's a reason that the two of you have felt cut off specifically at this exact moment in time. Okay, round and round. Okay, and I like how the colors mimic the Queen of Air. The blues, the greens, and the little bit of lavender. Alright, so with this round and round image, because it's going in a spiral, I do feel like the two of you are going in order to level up, and that's why the communication has been severed, I'm hearing. And that's because the two of you need to disconnect in order to kind of reorganize yourselves to connect on the next level in a better way. So this is why the 3D, 5D split is happening. You know, a little bit of chaos is good because you get the randomness to kind of split things apart and to be reorganized in a better suited way, in a more efficient, more organized way. And so this 3D, 5D split is beautiful in that it's allowing each of us within ourselves kind of do better. It's kind of like going to a new school when you're younger, or moving to a new location, starting a new job. You get to kind of set a new identity for yourself, set a new way of interacting with the world, with the environment, with others, how you represent yourself, how you want to represent yourself. Now, this is kind of the feeling I'm getting for twin flames. It's like you two can disconnect from the 3D world. And so in the 3D world, the only way twin flames could communicate is telepathically, is energetically, is only spiritually, mentally, emotionally, things that you can't tangibly see. So telepathically, sending signs, synchronicities through to each other, through your higher self, because your human self might not be able to do it. But at this point, if you're watching this channel, you kind of know how to work with your higher self and your spirit guide, spirit team in order to play messenger with your twin flame, or, you know, at how to energetically send messages to them. So, you know, your spirit team and your higher self is working overtime, you know, sending out messages to people that you're thinking of and connected to, strongly bonded with energetically, right? And you're being disconnected telepathically, energetically from your twin flame. No signs, no synchronicities, anything of that sort. Because you are evolving into your 5D version of yourself, into this 5D new life environment. It's this kind of new location kind of feel. So you get to kind of, it's a little bit disorienting. Spirit obviously looking out for Lightworkers' highest best good to make sure that you are comfortable in this transition. The funny thing is that you are going to be working with your divine counterpart when you step into 5D very strongly, because you two are going to be helping each other kind of make the physical body changes that 5D requires, and the kind of mental behavioral changes that goes along with all that. And your divine counterpart is someone who will be able to help you with that the most. You guys helping each other. So don't worry if you feel like, oh my goodness, they just dropped off or something like that, or I'm not getting as much divine communication as I once did, or it's different that the way you're connecting to the divine now, because it's much stronger. The way you connect to yourself, your higher self, to the divine source energy, and to your divine counterpart and other soul bonded connections is going to be different now, even telepathically. So everything is kind of changed. It's going to seem like it's shut off or different, and it's just like you're gonna have to reorient yourself and relearn kind of how to telepathically communicate with others, or pick up on your intuition, download things from your higher self and source energy differently, or other energies, Akashic records, or other higher energetic beings that you connect with. You're gonna learn how to do these things differently as this transition into 5D happens at this time. So beware of that. It might seem like you were on a soul mission and you're working with your divine counterpart. You both were going to do this specific thing, or it just makes sense. You both kind of have the same passions or same desires, or want the same things in the world or something. And then you're going to see that you may go completely in a new direction out of nowhere. So I'm channeling this, and I'm my human self, Mia, is kind of like, what is going on, really? So be aware, this eclipse that just happened in Aries is a huge, bringing in huge change for Lightworkers, right? It's bringing in this bigger life purpose. It's bringing in your true soul mission. It's bringing in your true divine counterpart. It's bringing in your true divine life that you are connecting with, that you're always meant to be, because you are discovering your true divine self so strongly at this time. So many of us are. That's why the split is actually happening, because we can't stand for it anymore. We want and deserve. We have raised our vibration for this higher vibrational life. That's 5D. And so that's what we're getting. That's what we're kind of severing off from the collective for. And so you might have this kind of momentary time frame where a momentary absence of connecting with your spirit guides, your higher self, and your divine counterpart, or other people in the ways that you used to, because of this kind of breaking off from the 3D and evolving into the 5D. They never left you. It just feels like they did, because everything is different now. You had to kind of relearn a little bit how to connect in this more powerful way, because your psychic abilities are also coming online. All of the codons that are being turned on in your DNA slowly, in a way that is easy and comfortable for you to learn. It's not going to be starting from square one. It's going to be starting from level 100, because it's intuitive. Like, you worked on your intuitive ability, so it's going to be easy for you to pick up on these new abilities and how to connect to your higher self and spirit and all of these things. Easier, better, stronger, faster, like much better than before. But it's a more evolved version of even connecting to your divine self, connecting to the divine itself, and to your divine counterpart. Okay, so let's see how this looks mentally, emotionally, and physically for both twins. How is this looking mentally? You know what? This is not. I want to do physical. Okay, it's gonna seem like you're waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like you're waiting for something else to happen. And because I specifically said that, it might be something not pleasant. So beautiful twin flame, you must have had, some of you might have had a pleasant experience during the eclipse. Some of you might not be having a pleasant experience, but what's true for all is that this eclipse energy was really beneficial for all. It's going to shake up things, and if things aren't good for you in your life, people, places, things, and situations, that's going to be brought to the forefront for you to shake loose. If you have been doing a lot of your healing work and being proactive in your spiritual life and living a life that's authentic to your true self, you're going to see that it's a bit easier to make this transition and to kind of this clarity that's coming in, to what to take steps on, steps towards. It's a little bit more pleasant, but either way, it feels slightly unpleasant for you, twin flame, because I'm getting, you understand that more patience is required, more time is required. 6 months. I'm getting, you're gonna have to put in 6 months. So that is until September. That kind of lines up because we get my trusty Pluto map out, Pluto transition for this year. I've been relating the transition to 5D with the Pluto transit. If you've seen my past energy updates, but basically this whole year, 2024, Pluto goes into Aquarius for a short time in 2023, in March of 2023, and then goes back, and then goes a little bit back into Capricorn before going into Aquarius, and then it goes back and forth like a tiny bit before it settles into Aquarius for a very long time, for a couple decades, right? And so this is, I relate the Pluto transition into Aquarius as us moving into 5D. So that's why 2024 is so weird. And that's why all the spiritual leaders out there, everyone who's in the public eye, who's like well known for their spiritual work, are predicting chaos in 2024. Even like those that follow economic trends, and if you follow politics, like this year is chaotic, right? And you can see it from the energy here of Pluto. So in May, Pluto starts to go retrograde. So you can see that in January, February, even March, there was intense amount of energy for Lightworkers to do their inner work. And then April, this month, we have the solar eclipse in Aries, and we had the lunar eclipse in Libra just last month at the end of March, which I use as a marker for the start of many divine counterparts coming together. And the first divine counterparts that come together are those that are ahead of the wave, meaning they are super spiritual, they are super confident in the 5D happening. They have done their healing work, they are ahead of the wave and working on their soul missions, living life to their fullest in their full 5D form in the 3D still. And now like leading the Lightworkers even into this 5D collective. Those are the folks that are going to get into the Divine Counterpart this year. Some of you, a lot of you are going to get into the Divine Counterpart next year, 2025, because a lot of folks can't separate themselves from the 3D reality. They literally can't separate themselves from the 3D earth. It's so hard to do, right? So then we're going to see May. That's coming up soon, next month, at the beginning of the month. Pluto goes retrograde. And then so we go back into Capricorn before going direct in October. And September is when I predict a lot of people start working on their soul mission. May through September, I talk about a lot of light workers with their divine counterpart creating a home base. So somewhere that you and your divine counterpart are going to live together, help each other heal and do the last bit of healing work that you need to do, that you need a partner for to complete doing. And also help each other kind of transition during this, 3D to 5D kind of timeline or dimension, so dimensional split. So this is going to be a really interesting time. I did say that June, July, August is more calm than it ever has been in the past. So you can look forward to having, even though there's a lot of chaos going on in the world as Pluto retrogrades and like whatever people have not let go of from the 3D is going to show. So we have a third of the people who are not going to go into this new timeline, right? They just going to be lifted off the planet and moved to a different place where they can continue doing exactly what they were doing, because that's their soul growth level. So there's going to be a third of people who are going to like maybe die, or kind of be cut off from this physical world, or moved off from this world in a physical way, because they aren't meant to kind of go through what's happening next. And then a third of the collective are going to be awakening. Huge, massive, great awakening, right? And we've been hearing about this forever, but this is where it starts. So it's going to be a huge, massive, great awakening for like a third of the population, about approximately. That's a lot of people awakening at the same time. It's going to be chaotic. Do you remember what it was like for you to awaken to the truth? That times, let's see, a lot of people. That's like about 2.5 billion people. That's a lot of people, right? That's going to be going through a lot of chaos, and that's going to seep in through the environment and the collective energies, and that's what's going to cause the split, is because this collective is going through this massive awakening, and it's such a negative energy, even though it's positive for all involved. It's a lot, right? And this is where 5D folks, those that are awakened, are gonna be like, no, that's not for us. That's their experience, someone needs to hold the light while the kids are running around in the dark and pure chaos energy, right? So this is gonna be a calm June, July, August for Lightworkers, but it might be very, very chaotic for the rest of the world. I'm just giving you a heads up, Twinflame, because you'll kind of intuitively know what to do. But even if you feel like, I feel like this is wrong, or I don't know what to do, like, you might help a little bit here and there in the beginning, but then it's kind of like hands off, kind of let what needs to happen after the dust settles, and you can go in and help. So just like a heads up. At this time, you can even see in like the media, in every field, in businesses, even in the spiritual field, entertainment, anywhere, like where when you practice law, when you practice like good ethical, abiding by good ethical rules in terms of like building buildings or administrating certain health practices, whatever it is, like in every field, you're gonna see like the truth tellers and the liars come out, and like you're gonna be able to tell like who's for real, who genuinely wants to help the collective and has pure intentions and pure light energy, and those that have had coveted energy, like they're kind of hiding their light or kind of using their power for malicious reasons or not the highest and best reasons. So the truth is going to come out. You're going to see the split of like people who are like genuinely good for the collective and people who are like devils in disguise with a mask, pretending. So this is going to be a really chaotic next 6 months. Because I'm getting like mentally. No, what are we doing? Yeah, mentally. You can tell something is coming. Like everyone I know, everyone who's intuitive that I know, can tell like something is coming. Even if you just look at money trends or business trends or like social media trends, any kind, spiritual trends, like anything, you can tell like something is coming. Like you don't need to be the brightest bulb to kind of see that coming. It's Pentacles, which is going to be a huge opportunity for light workers because this is where you shine. You're the ones who kind of thrive in this environment. You are made, you are built, you are trained for this, light worker. You're gonna know what to do. This is your moment to thrive, but you got to put your mask on first before you help others put their mask on. That's not a good analogy because we want to take the masks off. You know how to take your mask off first before you help take off the masks of others. Let's put it that way. You're going to lead the way by example. So you're going to have your home set. You're going to be able to have to show people, like, how do you grow your own food? How do you have good relationship with others? How do you have a good relationship with the divine, with your passions, in building a community and healing yourself and learning discernment and all these things. This is where you thrive. Your input, your wisdom, your knowledge, your intuition on certain topics and all this stuff. It's going to be, this is your time to kind of shine. And then I'm getting like, you get recognized, what comes in handy, but then, that's like kind of April, May, June, maybe some people are going to show it in July, August, but then you kind of hide away for a little bit because you're going to recognize that like, there's people who are in a state of being where they can't see anything right. Like they can't understand what's going on. They're in a chaotic mindset. They're like freaking the F out. Even if you're giving them good advice, even if you're helping them, they're not going to be able to see that. So you're going to have to just kind of let them finish their tantrum. Is what I'm getting. Okay, so in terms of a connection, you can tell this is the moment where your divine counterpart comes into your life. It kind of makes sense. Okay, so I'm reading this for like the way showers, people who are leading, even the light workers. This is what's energy is happening for you right now. It might be happening for others. As I said, later in June, July, August. It could be happening later this year. It could be happening at any time next year. And then we have 20 years of the age of Aquarius. So it could be happening for the rest of the collective at any point in that time frame. But this is for the awakened collective that I'm reading for, who are ahead of the curve. So it starts, this divine counterpart happens for you this year or next year, depending on how ready you are for this and what your role is. So you're going to tell you're being told to pause right now. You're not having much communication with your divine counterpart energetically, telepathically, through dreams or anything, sign synchronicities, songs, whatever. It's not happening right now. And that's because this is it. This is happening. We're here now. We're doing this. We're going to 5D. This is when I'm going to meet them. This is when we're going to, come together, collaborate, and move forward together. So there is no worrying for twin flames at this time because it's happening with absolute certainty, right? If you've entered the 5D energies or after this eclipse, you would have absolute certainty about certain things. There might be some certain things that you were questioning about the future and how you see it. I say it as a 5D, 3D because that's the kind of way I relate to our future. But however you see the future, that you might have had some questions about it, some doubts, even something that you've kind of been playing with for a long time. This fantastical future, is it possible? Is it real? Is it, is it going to happen in our lifetime? Blah, 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 blah. So much certainty in how you see the future happening in its highest and best form that you were questioning is now actually you have so much confidence in, right? And so that I'm getting that this opportunity, this pause, is this opportunity of connecting with your divine counterpart. That's going to happen in the physical, 2 physical cards here. This is just you two kind of connecting with each other in a physical way. You two have only been allowed to connect energetically, right? If it was physically, it was a very short period of time. Very short period of time. And so this is like you two being able to connect in a physical way, because both of you are in 5D energies, in a 5D environment, a 5D realm, and now you can connect in a physical way that you haven't been able to do before. So that's why I might feel like, oh, we stopped talking, but it's not. You two are just learning to talk to each other face to face rather than through songs again. It's a little weird, but I'm getting it's like you're going to be able to talk like face to face. This is why I'm saying that a lot of light workers are also getting their intuitive abilities online and stuff, because you're going to be able to remember your past life stuff or future life stuff, your abilities, your soul's abilities, meaning your souls is the one that has been transitioning in through all these lifetimes, right? Picked up all these skills, has this energy. It's like I see your soul as this cloud that has all this energy, its own experiences and growth and abilities it's picked up along the ways. You're remembering to interface with your soul in a way where you can tap into it like the Matrix, like Neo in the Matrix, and just kind of be able to bring those abilities online. And then I'm getting like you're gonna have to practice. And so you're interfacing with your soul in a different way, or your higher self in a different way. You're going to be also, this is not just your divine counterpart, but also the other divine connections you have. So even your soul family, you're going to be seeing face to face, and you're going to be able to interact with them. And it's going to be different than interacting with people that you do in the 3Ds, like the human to human interface that you've had with 3D folks in the 3D reality. Even talking to people is going to be different. This is why people say that telepathy is the first thing that we're going to have come online. And it's true. So we're going to be able to talk to people, and we're going to be able to have all these different kind of 5D level of communication, which if you don't know, it's like being able to talk on so many different layers at the same time. It's wild, because you can be talking about like a beach, like a ocean beach with a sunset, and it can relate to your 3D self, it can relate to your 4D self, it can relate to your 5D self and your 6D, 7D self. And it's like you're bringing up that one imagery and you're talking to them about something from their childhood, and also something about the career they're going to be taking on, and also talking about their emotional state, and like also what you're going to have for dinner, like all in that beach imagery. It's like you could have multiple conversations about multiple things at the same time. Can't believe I'm channeling this. I'm finally being able to say into words what I've been trying to explain for such a long time. See, I'm getting like, it's so much easier to explain 5D things now that we're in the 5D. We're transitioning to 5D, because like this is the stuff that that's coming online. Okay, so how does this look emotionally? How does this look emotionally for both twin flames? And I'll promise I'll get to the 3D version of the energy soon. How they feel about you. What's the sex life like? No. But, I'm not going to dismiss the goodies. We're going to be entering Taurus season soon. And part of our energies is to enjoy this earthly realm in the way that it is. In the, dirty, dark ways that it is. Because you might not have those experiences again, because we're transitioning into the 5D. So I'm going to get into the juicy details soon. Okay, twin flame. But let me do the spiritual stuff first. Okay, so the 3 of Wands. So yeah, we're doing emotionally. You know what direction you're going into. So you feel so connected. You feel so connected to your true divine self, to divine itself, source energy, to the creator, to your higher self, your spirit guides, all the high energetic beings or energies that you connect to, whatever those are, and to your soul family, and to your divine counterpart. It's like the 3 spirits here. Holy Trinity. You're oh my goodness. Okay, all the cards are flying everywhere. Okay, so this card went flying off the table, the Knight of Wands. This is a really exciting time, because you feel so connected to what you are doing now, the steps you're taking, the way that you're living life, the direction that your life is going in. The both of you feel excited, have this new lust for life, have a new lust for making connections and creativity and living your best, highest and best life, because you can see it now. You can so clearly see the highest and best form of the future that you can visualize actually happening and coming through. It maybe even better than you could have imagined. It's so much faith in that now that you two cannot be deterred. You two cannot be blocked. This is full sail ahead, full confidence, very good energy. Okay, and then what about physically? What does this look physically for the two of you, this energy? The Hermit in reverse. So I am getting that, yeah, you can definitely tell you're not alone anymore. Okay, so I'm getting this energy of the two of you might realize that you're not going to be alone anymore. Like, you're not going to be alone in this energy anymore. I'm getting from spirit that that unintentionally a lot of twin flames kind of pushed away their twin because they didn't think it could happen. They didn't think it was realistic. They didn't think they could sustain the 5D energy, that they can enter a 5D timeline and sustain a 5D lifestyle. It's just too much, right? Like, how, like, it seems like a perfect, you're your most perfect version, they're their most perfect version, and you have your most perfect lives together. It seems kind of ridiculous, right? Even me saying this, but that's what a lot of twin flames visualize. Is this kind of more divine version of yourselves, the perfected versions of yourself, right? And I'm not saying like perfect in like you can do no wrong and you know, everything is too perfect. Your situations, your environment, your home, there's not a speck of dust. No, I'm not talking about that perfect. I mean like divine perfect. I mean you're imperfectly perfect, right? So yeah, I'm getting like that your ego rejected this version of yourself and this version of your life and this version of a partner. Also, you know, soul friends and career path and living situation, physique, the kind of body you could have, because it seemed unrealistic, right? It seemed like too good to be true. It seemed like not good. Okay, so I always say that your ego is kind of like your, like, you kind of have to work with it, right? If you don't work with your shadow aspect, it doesn't ever grow and evolve. If you work with your shadow aspect enough and you get to kind of use it for good sometimes, you know? And it's always going to exist within you, so might as well work with it. Know how to simmer it down, know when to use its strength, especially in the 3D realm. To the point where if you evolve your shadow aspect, you can have that's a part of you. You can be very powerful, because you can, if you only power up your light side, what are you going to do when the dark attacks? Right? Dark energy from outside of you. If you don't have your own dark energy, dark shadow self evolved, first of all, it can attack you while you're vulnerable, or it can help you when someone else is attacking you negatively from the dark side. So you can evolve your shadow self to the point where it becomes like a dark guardian angel for you. You know, from the dark side, from the shadow side. So how did we get on this topic? The Hermit in reverse. Oh yeah. Okay, so so your ego or your shadow aspect could have been working against you in living your true, as your true authentic self, because there's no room for it. Obviously, if you haven't evolved your shadow aspect, it's going to feel like, oh, I'm going to get kicked out as soon as you evolve. And the funny thing is, like, when you go into the 5D, you merge all versions of yourself, including your shadow aspect. It's the part, like, every part of you gives you power. You're the whole. You're not just the light side. And if you can evolve it and then integrate it, like you've done with your inner child and any traumas and whatever, heal it and integrate that part of you, or kind of rewrite it if it is something you don't want to integrate within your soul. Totally fine. Whatever you do, whatever all the work that you've done, you're going into 5D as this complete version of yourself, right? You're already whole and complete, but like it's kind of recognizing and integrating that part of you, being aware of that part of you. Because 5D is non-duality. It's all. That's why archangels, like, they are not just light. They also have a dark aspect to them. That's why they have so much power, is because they're neither light or dark. They're neither feminine energy or masculine energy. They're both, right? So I'm just saying, if you haven't done a lot of that kind of shadow work, or anything dualistic, like any part of you that you kind of rejected and saw as like the other and not as a part of you, it's that part of you is going to kind of fight you from being in the 5D or your 5D version, because like no one's good enough to incorporate those kinds of energy or understand that kind of energy. Like, I don't want that to be a part of me. I don't want to look at that. I don't want to heal that. I don't want to understand that. I don't want to integrate that, And so that's the kind of like, if you've been fighting this part of yourself, like you're rejecting your whole self. You're not being your full 5D energy. It doesn't mean you have to act on it. It just means you have to be aware that exists. That's why everyone is a mirror, right? Because they are showing you an aspect of yourself. We are the collective energy, and we've been in everyone's shoes. We've been every race. We've been each sex multiple times in the reincarnation of being a human, right? So if you can't look at someone and be like, hey, that's another version of me. That's where they are in their path. This is where I am in my path. Like, then that is the kind of level of understanding that you need to go into the 5D. And so it's hard to connect with someone else on such a deep level if they don't have that kind of understanding, or that they haven't done that kind of inner work in their life before, And so you might have had your shadow aspect or whatever aspect for part of you kind of reject that you're going to even find someone who can understand you on that deeper level, that you have taken the time out to understand for yourself, about yourself, not only about yourself, but about the divine, the creator, source energy, understand source energy, because that's what it is. Like, I don't know, like, I'm a mystic, right? So I talk straight to source energy, not like every day, but like often, right? And when it does, it's like so magical. It's like incredible. I can't explain it, but a lot of times it's like, oh, I understand you now, source energy. I understand why you do this. Like, I understand this part of you that's mirrored in me. And it's kind of like a cool like realization when you realize like, oh, whatever we're doing is also what source energy is doing. Source energy is alone. So it created others to not feel so lonely and to learn about itself and understand itself, right? Which is what all of us souls are doing as a fractal of it. So as above, so below. So I'm getting this energy of like, you're not going to feel alone anymore. And it's because you're going to come to that higher understanding that in the sea of all these creations, all these people and all these entities and energies, there are those that will take the time to understand themselves and understand you and understand the relationship you two have and the life that you two will lead, and have the same curiosities or passions or complementary ones to you, that does exist. This 5D version of you does exist. This 5D version of your love life does exist. This 5D version of the world does exist. We are creating it. Okay. And so, death and rebirth. Hey. All right. So like what a way to tie it up. Okay, so this is mental energies. So the mental energies are turning physical. So you can see that like you may have been only able to connect with, like, for example, your higher self and your angels or your spirit guides, source energy, or even like ETs like Arcturians and mystical beings like mermaids and stuff, only telepathically, or also your divine counterpart. See, this is why, like, if you know, like when I do these twin flame readings, it's not just your divine counterpart, it's every vibrational energy that you connect with, your friends, your soul friends. So a cute tidbit, if you haven't watched my other couple of recent readings before this one, but I did a heart exercise, right, where I like connect with my heart and I talk to it and visualize it, and my heart was saying to me that, like, oh yeah, you're gonna be doing this, or you have to do this with your friend, right? And the heart doesn't put any like titles on people. Like that's like a human trait. Like it's not like boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, or sibling, or like best friend or coworker. Like everyone's a friend. And I thought that was like the cutest thing. I'm getting children to a point, like once they reach adulthood, but like everyone's a friend. And so that's what I'm getting. It's like, yeah, not just your divine counterpart or your soul family, but like all your divine friends, like the ETs and spiritual beings and mystical creatures and nature spirits and elementals and however you see these energies, they're your high vibrational friends. Yeah, so you might have been connecting with these lovely energies, including your divine counterpart and your soul family, more energetically, telepathically, through dreams, signs, synchronicities, and such. And now you're going to see that kind of transition into the physical. One cool download I just got right now is that you are going to see more reincarnations of higher energetic beings onto the planet. Oh my god, like a flood of them. Oh my goodness, like a bunch of like archangels and stuff being reincarnated. And there's a lot of us who have that lineage through our energies, through our soul's energy. Like there's a lot of us who are descended from ascended masters and archangels and star seeds, like different star systems. But there's gonna be so much more. I'm getting like a flood of them. Party. Oh my god. Okay, they're gonna help set up. They're gonna help us set up the 5D, but they need us Lightworkers, to think of what we want in this new 5D world. It's gonna look kind of like Earth. I mentioned my recent update for April. Yeah, it's gonna look like there's a lot of little bubbles of 5D realms everywhere, because there's a collective consciousness that like kind of evolved into like, we're not gonna stick around with these 3D folks that like cause so much damage, aren't curious, aren't asking the right questions, have to keep repeating lessons. Like, peace out, we're gonna go into our 5D Earth bubble realm. And so there's a bunch of different versions and stuff like that. Even on this like plane of existence, like you can see them in caves or jungles or under the earth or in the sky, stuff like that. They're like everywhere. So I'm getting that they're gonna come, like what the like us, the 5D collective. We formed this kind of 5D collective. It's kind of solidified now after this eclipse. Some folks are gonna come through after the awakening, but they might go through the reset. This awakening, like there's like people who are gonna like go into the 5D, but most of them are gonna kind of go through like that experience again. They're meant to go through the reset and like kind of experience that. Cuspers, people who are on the cusp of just making it, are gonna enter the next couple of years. Okay, so the next couple of decades, I'm getting the age of Aquarius, Pluto being in Aquarius, is going to be us forming our 5D collective. And at this time, our 5D dimension or realm. And I'm getting that, like, at this time, 5D and 3D are going to be overlaid. So it's going to look like we can see everything going on. I'm not sure if it's just the next few years that 5D and 3D are going to be overlaid, or the next few decades that they're still going to be overlaid before they separate. But there is a period of time where they're going to be overlaying each other. But I'm getting from the other beautiful divine friends of ours, there's so many that's entering this reading right now. At least a few. That like they need to make sure I need to get I channel correctly. I just saw an owl. Hold on. Okay, so I know like the owl is connected to like knowledge, intuition, and like mysteries, the mysteries of life, and like occult knowledge and stuff like that, which is why a lot of like the powers that were used that symbology a lot to kind of bring in that kind of knowledge. But like it's kind of like I see all beautiful animals as all divine animals as in the light. So it's kind of like that symbol was corrupted, but I want to bring back the actual symbology of it, of like the snake, right? But I got the owl, that's why. But I saw it like up there. So there's three energies here. I don't know who they are. I'll probably meditate later and figure it out, but they're using an owl symbology. So they're like they just wanted me to make sure I have my facts right while I channel this, and they're saying something about like how we kind of need to kind of visualize what we want this world to look like and like be like, and then they'll come in and kind of like help us set up, kind of thing. And that's why I see a flood of them coming into the physical form, because it's safe for them, because in the 5D you can't have any negative energies. So they feel comfortable coming into physical form when we form our 5D realm to kind of help us get set up and everything, which is why we're kind of in this golden age, which is the age of like, you know, gods, goddesses gracing the earth. But this is like a new 5D earth where they feel comfortable, even mystical beings and stuff like that have to come through and actually, oh my gosh, talk to us face to face. That's what it meant. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Wow. But they're trying to interject at this time because they want us to kind of come up with the kind of the blueprint of this realm ourselves, and then they'll help come in once we create it, or help us create it, or help us get set up once we do. Okay, interesting. Okay, so let's get back into Twinflame energies. But yeah, okay, so then that we see that the emotional energies are 2 wands cards. So we got the physical cards for physically manifesting physical communication in physical ways with divine energies, including your divine counterpart. And then For emotions, we also have the fiery wands here. So there's a lot of passion here, knowing here, confidence here. Okay, these are all minor arcana. So it's kind of like you feel something you feel something is happening. You feel something is coming in, and it's good, it's positive. You feel like things are starting to show up, evidence, proof of the things that you've always known and felt and are feeling now. You feel so much confidence. You have so much security in the direction you're going in and the things that you're doing now, whether it's something that you will be doing for the next 10, 20 years, or something that you just feel like you're meant to do in this moment, this specific month, or this specific time frame, few months, few days. You feel confident in taking action in your actions, whatever they are, big or small. Minor arcanas, major arcanas, both came out in reverse, is what's happening physically. We already have physical cards with pentacles and wands here. Physically receptive and physically action-oriented. But we have major arcanas for what's this energy is happening for the twin flames. Physically, death and rebirth and hermit, which both came out in reverse, which is kind of like coming out of this hermit. Because okay, so the 3D, you kind of reincarnated here for the 3D life experience, right? But you knew you came in here to kind of evolve into the 5D, right? Something that happens not very often and is a very magical thing to witness in a race of people. So, or on the history of a planet. So it's going to be wild because in the 5D, it's like you're connected to everything. You're connected to everyone around you, not just like your divine counterpart and your soul family, but everyone in your community, everyone in like the whole area. You're connected to the trees, to the animals, to the air, to the weather, the climate, to all the ideas, to you know, everything. And it's a different feeling. You automatically feel, like we said, 5D is, you know, you just feel a ton of love. You know, it's all positive energies, really helpful energies. You're still going to be learning and growing, but in the ways that you always wished and wanted, maybe with clean water, clean air, people who had good practices in farming and natural medicines and techniques, and how to behave and act towards each other, and how to pursue your passions, and having all the resources to do so, not struggling with survival needs. All this kind of stuff is what 5D was always meant to be. What this planet is always meant to be. So you're gonna see that you're still learning and growing and being very creative and using your passions and interacting with others and learning lessons, but in a world where it's kind of like, this is how the world should be, you know? And it seems so kind of woo-woo and out there and unrealistic, but that's what was blocking you before. That's something that you had to overcome in order to come into this 5D, to be accepted into the 5D collective, because there is someone a bouncer at the door being like, you're in or you're out, you know? In order to get into this 5D collective, you have to have full intentions, full beliefs in this existing, and you'll blip out with the 5D collectors, with the rest of us Lightworkers, into this 5D realm, as has happened many times in the past. If you research these sort of things, like where the Lemurians went, or where the Mayans went, if you want more current. There's certain African tribes that have done this. Certain Celtic tribes as well, ancient Egyptian communities. There's just been all over history, just a bunch of people who have blipped out. And people are like, where these people go? Why do they leave everything behind? You know, where are their bodies? Okay. I wanted to get like all the spiritual channeling out because I knew like spirit had a lot to say before getting into like you and them and your divine counterpart, more of like the lovey-dovey part of the reading. But I definitely wanted to say that. See this part. Okay, so I'm gonna look into what's going on with them in their life right now. So your divine counterpart, what's going on with them? Let's check in. Let's do a little check in. Okay, Two of Waters. Okay, they're not in a relationship right now. So if you were wondering if this person is in a relationship, they are not in the physical. Six of Earth. They're not even thinking about it. So your divine counterpart at this time is not in a relationship. And they kind of don't want one, or they kind of don't think they need one at this time. They're not even really interested in dating or anything, and you could probably tell why, because like they can feel like a lot of things are happening not only in their life but on the world stage right now energetically, and it's kind of a good time to just let things fall where they may, just kind of appear, let the divine do its thing and reorganize things, kind of let things blow up a little bit before reorganizing everything. And so they're intuitively getting, whether they're shown to be intuitive or spiritually inclined or not, they are intuitively feeling like, hey, I don't want to be in a relationship right now. I'm not even interested in it. Like, they're thinking 5D, really. They're like, yeah, like, you know, what's the point of having a relationship and creating karma here? Like, I'm kind of done with this 3D life and the 3D lessons. Like, in their heart of hearts, like really, really, really deep down in their soul, they're kind of like, yeah, I would entertain a relationship if it was in the 5D way, one where we can like learn and grow and evolve together in a positive way, but, you know, not expecting that to happen. So they're not in a relationship, if you're wondering. Which means this could be this energy is going to be vice versa, both you and both them, because you two kind of are in the same place. So this you might also not be in a relationship, twin flame, or you might be getting out of one, or you might be not interested in looking for one at this time. Milk and honey. Okay, yeah, they are in that 5D vibe. So if you're wondering, twin flame, if your twin flame is ready, if they're in that energy, they certainly are. 5-1, they are definitely entering this 5D energy, as have you. Okay, so let's see what's going on with you in your life, twin flame. What's just going on? Just a little check-in. 10 of Earth. Okay, beautiful twin flame. Expect a lot of physical manifestations for your hard work. I do get money. I specifically get money for you, twin flame. Expect a lot of past efforts to be kind of paid off at this time. Recognition for your hard work, and a windfall of money, or something that can set you up for stability and money for a long time to come. Yeah, but I do see some big things changing around in terms of your finances in a very positive way. Any investments that you've made, it might be paying off at this time. Any career decisions, job decisions that you've made or worked hard for will be paying off. I do get recognition as well as money. I feel like it goes hand in hand. There's a reason Spirit is saying that you are getting recognition and money at the same time. It's kind of like the veil has been lifted. You are free to be seen now, Lightworker. You're free to be seen now and to do what it is that you want to do. Clean it up. And it came out in reverse. You have the energy of always wanting to kind of clean the energy of the collective, clean up the world, make it a better place, help people clean up their lives. You know, you're always adding value to the collective energy. That work ethic never ceased, never ceasing. Like you never stopped adding value to the collective. Therefore, adding value to source energy. You acted on your creative impulses, your creative passions, what you thought was the right thing to do. Always learning, growing, and evolving, even if it meant, changing the way you saw things, admitting if you were wrong before, knowing better, doing better now, treating people better, appreciating what you have in life. All those things I just mentioned, you never stopped. You might have moments here or there where you threw a little fit, like, I don't like my life, or I don't have enough, or I wish things were this way. But you never stopped adding value to the collective in a positive way, in helpful ways, no matter how big or small. That's the thing. People believe that, like, oh yeah, you need to be like this, savant who gives perfect advice every single time, who's so disciplined, wakes up at 4 a.m., crack of dawn, meditates, eats a clean lifestyle, works out every day, and has millions of followers, goes on and helps tons of people with large groups or something like that. It's no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many people you help, as long as you continue to help. If it's just that one student that you have in your class that you're helping them get on the right track and you're there for them, lend them an ear when they talk about their family issues or need direction and honest guidance, helpful guidance, and choosing the right career path for themselves in the future, that one student that you help is the equivalent of this, spiritual leader helping millions of people. It doesn't matter. As long as you're adding value to the collective, you're a valued asset. So Spirit is saying, put it down. Put the broom down. Put the chalk down, the dry eraser marker down. Put it down. I know you want to help everyone and everything, but right now, we need you to just kind of have some fun. I'm getting no place like home. Okay, it's funny because I am getting you're gonna have a lot of fun spending money on your home and your literally physical home. I don't know why I keep getting that, but for the past 3-4 readings this year, it's all about Lightworkers, twin flames, divine counterparts, soul family, communities, spiritual communities, all just building homes. Build your home. So whether it's going to be building up the current home that you live in, or you're going to be, guided to a new home, a new place to live, a new land, to make alterations on your current home, you're going to be setting up your home, your physical home. I'm getting. So I'm getting with this influx that you're getting, you're going to need more. You don't need security, but you need a sanctuary. You need a place that is set up to help you with what you're going to be taking on next. This is why Lightworkers are resting right now, because you're going to be recognized. You're going to get your work recognized. It's going to help people a lot. What you've already done, the 2 seconds that you kind of show up while this awakening is going down and chaos is ensuing, you're going to be able to show your face and help out, and then you're going to retreat back to your home, work on your home, fortify your home, get it perfect so you have the coffee maker where you want it, so you can get up, have coffee, and go to work, or you have your sanctuary where you can meditate and think of ideas or connect to the divine if you need to, or a whole pantry of the best organic high vibrational food for the whole year, or whatever it is. You're going to fortify your home, facing the sun in a certain direction, having this kind of yard for the dogs or the kids, or for your garden or whatever. You want more windows, you're going to be putting in more windows. If you need more insulation, you're going to be putting more insulation. If you want a better material version of something, you're going to get the better material version of something. You're going to be fortifying your home. Beautiful twin flame. So, and also, you and your divine counterpart are going to be working on it together, building this home. So it can be your sanctuary, and it's going to give you an added layer of security. Energetically, and for some of you actually physically. So it's just something that is going to be very much needed at this time for you to work on, for the two of you to work on. Interesting. Okay, so let's look into the lovey-dovey parts real quick too. How do they feel and think about you? Do they even know that you exist? Do they think about you often? Are they excited about you? Do they think this is going to happen? What do they think about relationships, about the future of their love life? Like, what is going on with them in this regard? So how do they feel about you, think about you? Judgment. Okay, wow. So I do feel like they're making a call. Okay. The call that I see them making is like, especially with the milk and honey here and like how they're not in a relationship, they're kind of like, well, you know, I want to live my 5D life. I'm not really expecting anything. I'm not expecting to meet a divine counterpart, even though deep down, I do feel like I will meet my divine counterpart living this kind of 5D life. But they're making the call for themselves. They're making the call to kind of live their highest and best life, their 5D life, and they're not having any expectations. They're looking forward to waking up each day, excited about the day, feeling good about themselves, feeling healthy, having a really strong connection with the divine, stronger than ever before, and nurturing that connection and taking action based on their intuition and that they're passionate about, that excites them. They're all for that. They know deep down that this probably will bring about their divine counterpart union. But at this point, they're just kind of making a decision for themselves to like live this kind of life and be this kind of way. I left because you told me to. There is this kind of energy that they felt rejected by your 3D energies. A feeling like they didn't feel good enough, or they didn't feel good enough for the life that you two wanted, or they or the life that you wanted or foresaw for them, or they didn't think it was possible. They didn't believe in it. It was them mirroring to themselves a rejection of who they felt they can be at their potential, the life that they can live, thinking it was unrealistic, improbable, and feeling like that's too much to live up to, feeling like you held them to such a high standard, even if that was their own feelings that they kind of projected onto you. Yeah. Okay. 5 of Pentacles in hand. How are they feeling and thinking about you? And now they feel kind of like at a loss because they had a catalyst. They had someone who was showing them the way. So whether this was you were their catalyst, or it was someone else, they had a catalyst to this 5D world, and they felt like they didn't take it. But they have a better understanding. They understand like there's no way they could have taken it right away. Like out of like most likely no one did. Because at first you're still kind of just coming to terms that like 5D version of yourself, a 5D version of the world exists. You just kind of spiritually awaken. You just kind of become aware of these things. So they understand that like, yeah, like anyone who is confronted with that new reality, like obviously that catalyst was there for them to kind of learn and grow and accept it and to heal and to be ready for the 5D, right? So they understand, they see the higher version of it, but they're, you know, the 3D self still kind of lingering. Their 3D thoughts still lingering of like, but what could have been if we kind of started it from the beginning and I didn't doubt this and we had this from the beginning, from when we first met, we would have been in a whole beautiful life right now. But obviously they understand like that's not how it would have happened. Like it couldn't have been possible. Like they came in as a catalyst specifically to wake up the twin flame, to get them on the path to accept the 5D reality and the 5D partnership when they finally reach their 5D self, come to terms with it, done the work, the inner work. So they know it was just prep work to get them ready for this opportunity. You're so very special. Yeah. They could definitely feel that it's a divine counterpart connection. They know they've been connecting to someone. I don't know if they know if it's you or not. It's going to be different for different people, but I feel like they know that like you exist and you're out there. They've connected with you energetically before. You are their perfect version of themselves in a partner. That says everything. Like you are the perfect version of themselves in a person outside of them. How you would interact with the day, how you would treat them is how they want to be treated, and how they would want to treat you. The way that you speak so kindly to each other, encouraging, open to listening, having fun together, can have serious talks together, and be able to have a lot of fun together and get a lot of things done, be on the same page, have really idealistic dreams and goals, whether they're small or big, living each day as the best versions of yourselves. That's how they want to be. That's how they want their partner to be. This is how they want their life to be. How they want both of you to treat each other so lovingly, so beautifully, treat each other so kind and lovingly, and live to your full potential, really be as creative as you want, go after your passion projects as much as you want, and have that dedication and work ethic, as well as so much time to just enjoy each other's company and the company of those that you love, and just filling your days like that. That's what you represent to them. That's why you're so special. They see that specialness within them, within you, within everyone in this 5D collective, within the divine, the very best of themselves, very best of others. Wow. Okay, so what about you? How do you relate to your twin flame right now? How do you relate? Don't forget, it could be vice versa, both you and both them as well. 10 of Wands. Okay, interesting. It does feel like you've been on this journey for such a long time. No matter how long you've known the twin flame journey or the divine counterpart journey, it feels like you've been on, it's like this life was just being on a journey. Just on a journey to get here. And you're going to either die and meet them meet them in the afterlife, or meet them in the 5D. So it feels like this whole life, this whole 3D life of yours, because you're either transitioning into the 5D And for others, they're either, being taken off this planet, or going through the reset for their own soul growth purpose. We've all kind of experienced it in past lives before. That's why we're transitioning into the 5D, or helping this current collective transition into the 5D by reincarnating at this time. And it feels like this whole life has just been a long ass car ride. Long road trip that never ended, just kept going. It was fun at times, but it's like and exhausting at times. Feel like, when is it going to be over? Wanting to quit so many times, This whole life, this whole physical existence, 3D existence has been one big journey. Right? If I follow you, I can lose everything. And this energy of like, if you follow your twin flame journey, your spiritual journey, or the twin flame journey is a part of the spiritual journey, I should say. If you follow the twin flame journey to the end, you might look back and be like, I wasted all that time waiting for someone who was never going to show up. That didn't treat me right, didn't acknowledge me, ran away from me, ghosted, would always end up with a fight with, always was off and on, hot and cold. Where did my life go? I wasted my whole 3D life waiting for someone who was never going to show up. So, which is a way that a lot of twin flames think. Because you want a 5D relationship in a 3D world, it's not going to work. And so a lot of people chase it to the end, Okay, let's see. What else? How else are you relating to your twin flame right now? 3 of Cups. I feel like you are looking towards your soul family and soul friends now, twin flame. You're looking to the whole. You're not looking to a specific person, a specific divine counterpart that plays this love role in your life. You're just kind of looking for, in general, people on your vibrations, people, your fellow journeymen that are also entering the 5D, people that you'll be building communities with, that you'll be getting along with even more, that you will consider your soul family. Just looking for your friends to come in, which they are. They're coming in right now. Funny enough, I'm getting these friends that come in, these new spiritual friends that come in, they will be a way that you will connect to your divine counterpart. whether your divine counterpart is among one of the folks of this new spiritual friend group or new spiritual connections you're making. Yeah, because I do feel like many people come in, so whether it's part of one whole group or if it's different spiritual friends from different times and different places and different groupings, I do feel like you have a lot of 5D folks that come into your life, because this is where the light worker grid goes up. We start connecting to each other much stronger, so we can create that 5D collective consciousness. That I talked about this recently in an energy update, but the light worker energy grid is going up. We're connecting to each other to create this 5D consciousness, so we can start co-creating this 5D together. And so you're going to start coming on online, and you're going to start connecting to other 5D folks. And it's kind of crazy because out of the 100 people that you pass by in a day, 100 of them could be just normies and someone who's unawakened or not awakened yet. Right? And now you're going to see that maybe 2 out of the 100 people that you walk across each day will be a light worker, will be a twin flame. So a light worker starseed, so someone who's awakened, which is a lot because there are not that many of us, but we're also so far away from each other. And so to see even 2 out of 100, 1 out of 100, 2 out of 100, or a few, it's like 4 or 5 out of 100 once in a great while come through, like that's crazy. It's a ton of light workers coming together and meeting up. So this is like a really, really fun time for you. Beautiful soul. Ace of Cups. Yeah, and I told you among them is your divine counterpart. If not as one of these new friends that you meet, it could be like they know of you, or they'll connect you to the divine counterpart in some way. Okay, so lastly, the last card pull, what's coming up for twin flames? What's happening and what would it look like? What's happening? What's coming up for twin flames? What's coming up near future? What's coming up next? 9 of Air. Okay, and it fell on the 3 of Cups, so ding, ding, ding. Ace of Cups, you are very special. The 3 and the 3 here. Yeah, among the friends. So I am getting with the 9 of Air in reverse. You're going to get a lot of communication. Prepare to have your social life blown up. Beautiful twin flame. So it's going to keep you busy. I feel like so busy that you're not going to even like think about your divine counterpart, your twin flame at all. Not even soul mission or anything, because right now like Spirit's like, yeah, just have fun. You're getting the money, so you know, spend some money, go on some, like, responsibly, of course. You save what you need to save to have make sure your financial life is stable and secure for a long time. But make good investments and all that, or if you don't know what to do with it, you know, maybe take your time to figure out what you want to do with it and make a good decision before you just kind of blow it all. But you have some money lined up for you, twin flame, so use it to kind of go out with your friends, go on trips with them, you know, hang out more regularly, seeing them in person more, meeting up. If you're just kind of video chatting, try to see each other more, have regular meetups. If you live from far away, kind of try to go on like one annual trip or two trips a year or something like that. Kind of make it a tradition or something. But you're gonna get so many new people come in. I can validate this. It's been trickling in. I've been connecting to more like intuitive people, more awake people, just randomly and actively. Like, you know, you might want to act, you know, these people are going to come to you and find you, but you might also want to go out there and find them as well. Whether intentionally or not, but like, yeah, go out there, do things that you like. You're going to meet them randomly or go to like groups and stuff like that. You're going to meet them at events and such as well, or meetups. So this is a really exciting time. Spirit is like literally saying like, yeah, like prepare to be so busy, having fun, talking, meeting, and connecting. Important word, connecting, networking with all these light workers. Not just for your divine counterpart to come in, but because we're building the 5D collective consciousness. We're building the 5D light worker grid. And a fork in the road, which I'm getting is like you can tell that this is the split. This is the split that we're meant to go on. Okay, let's see. Pull one message card. The Sustainer. Interesting. Okay, I'm just gonna read from the book. Okay, so the Sustainer is the peacemaker, the upholder, and the preserver. They work behind the scenes, tending to the tasks of life. They cultivate gardens, pay bills, keep the meals warm, and the mouth sweetly fed. The Sustainer is at peace in the process of life, knowing there is no start or finish to humble yet meaningful tasks. They have a natural inclination to nourish others, to achieve to archive, to preserve Earth's resources, to consider environmental impact, to see their role in the divine cycle of life. It's common for the sustainer to become overworked, leading to resentment. Their tasks aren't glamorous, and therefore the sustainer rarely receives the credit or attention. The sustainer longs to hold things in place so badly, especially relationships, that they resist necessary change. Take time with its archetype. It is within us all and needs our love. The advice they give to folks is to kind of take note of the difference between maintaining and sustaining, and what describes your life more accurately. It's kind of like living or thriving. And then also what helps you sustain yourself. And notice how simple those and powerful those things are. But yeah, on the light side, it's being abundant, generous, supportive, and reliable. The dark side is overworked, resentful, trapped, or tired. And so I'm getting this energy of, yeah, you finally get recognized, right, for your work, your wisdom, your efforts in this life. And I feel like you do your thing, you show people like the way a little bit, and then you kind of retreat back to your home, kind of sustaining. The home is going to sustain you. You know, it gives you life, it gives you support. It's going to help you with your endeavors, right? You know, it's going to help you with your relationship. So it's good to kind of work on your home right now to set you up. And that's why the Twin Flames, Divine Counterparts go kind of within to set that up. Get your sustenance right, you know. So when you do go out and help others after, or build this new 5D world, or whatever work you're going to be taking on as your soul mission, you have a home that nurtures you and your partner and your family and your work. And I also get that, you know, you come back into this home setting kind of to set up like the simple things. Like, you're going to be relearning how to interact with your partner and interact with your body and interact with the things in your home. How to, you know, you're going to get your hands in the soil and make sure you know how to garden, that everyone else around you knows how to garden. And using your creativity to build a better garden or better watering system or whatever it is. Making sure your bedroom is facing the way it needs to, the kitchen is facing the way it needs to, that you have access to this room or that area. Just having everything kind of set up, I'm getting. And relearning, like, okay, what kind of diet is best for me? When should I eat? What kind of practice should I implement? Should I fast more? Should I make more healthy meals? Should I cook more of this? Should I eat what I grow? Should I, listen to my body more? What makes sense? Trying different things, because you're relearning how to do everything that you did in the 3D, but in a more 5D better way, holistic way. Right, and then lastly, if your twin could say something to you right now, what would it be? I'm devoted to you, to this, and to us. And it came from your side, so it kind of felt like they know that you're as devoted as they are, or will be if you two met, or is like they'll know the second that you two kind of unite or reunite, that like both of you are on board, and it's like no questioning if the other person feels the same way that you do, or if you're both really ready for this 5D life. It's like, oh, without a doubt, this person's all in, and so am I. We could both feel it from each other, and this is the direction that we're meant to go in. We can both feel it, want it, and ready for it. And a message from Spirit to them, advice to them: embrace this change. Because I do feel like your person is like just getting acclimated to 5D energies. But once you walk into their life, like, it's going to be irrevocably changed. So they, it's like kind of like difficult to go from like one stark change to another. But like they are trained at this point to kind of take on big changes like this, especially even because it's so positive. It's like, when say you're like, you know, if you're single and you're like, oh, bachelor or bachelorette for life, like I'm gonna never settle down because I love my single lifestyle, and you know, I like to enjoy being able to do whatever I want and create and live the life that I want. But then that person comes into your life, like that changes you so dramatically, and you just feel like it's like the one. Like you have to be willing to kind of make that change. Like for example, if you've been in a career your whole life and then a new career comes along and it's like, oh well, this is like what resonates with me, like I have to do this, like, you know, like this feels right, this is the right direction, even though I would have never entertained it before or something like that. Like feels right. Like you have to be willing to make the change when it resonates so hard like that. And you wouldn't question it. You wouldn't be like, oh, but I miss my single life. I miss my single things. No. You know how much better it is to be with your partner. You don't doubt it or question it for a second. Oh, but I liked that I didn't have to do much work in my last job. This job requires me to be more responsible and, you know, be there, work harder or longer hours or be more responsible or over people. And no, you won't question it. It's like, yeah, this is what I meant to do. Like, yeah. Like, I wouldn't change it for the world. Like, I wouldn't give it up for the world. Like, you know it. When something feels right, you're not going to complain about it. Like, going back to the 3D version of doing things. It's like, yeah, you're excited. You don't see it as more work or more, like, the loss of something. You see it as a gain of something that is incredible, miraculous, that you're so grateful for every day. That you're all in on and don't doubt it for a second. That's the energy I'm getting from them to you. What kind of energy are you giving off to them? What kind of messages are you sending them? Or what if you could? I feel you here with me. Yeah. So you may be feeling them in a different way. You might be feeling their energy, not technically communicating with them, but actually feeling their energy with you. Beautiful twin flame. So I do feel like you might be feeling their energy. Because you're having, like, I'm getting an energetic union. Your energies are combining already before we come into physical union, which means it's, like, not too far away. So you might be feeling their energy. That's why your mood is lifted. You can feel them as you connect to this new 5D dimension. You connect with the folks that are going over there, specifically your divine counterpart. And Spirit's message for you, lastly, nurture yourself. Yeah, this is a time, like, you have 10 of Earth here. To kind of just not clean up after everyone else, not have to take care of anyone else. Just take care of your life. Do what you love to do. Travel where you want to travel. Create what you want to create. Go into hobbies that you've always wanted to try or that you forgot about or you want to pick up on, or just hobbies that you're interested in now. Indulge, but, like, you know, appropriately. And yeah, feel the 3D things. Feel, like, the good foods that are not supposed to be good for you, you know? Like, have those experiences that you might not be able to ever have again when you go into the 5D. Like, this is your time to kind of have those earthly experiences. Yeah. So, Twin Flame, I hope you enjoyed this reading. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day, and I wish you much love and light.